Listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@Braves Country. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves basements all year long. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium. His record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj. The pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm, in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mac. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of two X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Nash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves country. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. We'll be bringing you play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch, inning-by-inning of your Atlanta Braves. Please like and subscribe to youtube.com/@BravesCountry. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
How are you, Braves country? Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Hope y'all are ready for what should be a pretty entertaining game today. We've got Braves Red Sox coming your way here in a few minutes, and we've got Bryce Elder on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. You know, he's going to be going up against Nick Pivetta. We'll be giving you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of the game. Realize Bryce Elder hasn't had that great of a spring so far, and so he's fighting for the fifth spot in the rotation. We all remember last year he had a great opening to his season, made the All-Star team. And then the last half of the season, we'll round it out basically after the All-Star break. He was far from what you would consider where you want to be as a starting pitcher on a team that's trying to win a World Series. And that's the nicest way I can put it. If you want to be real about it, he was bad. He was really bad. And he got exposed in the NLDS. I felt like that he was unfairly put into that position, but nonetheless, he did end up in that position. He ended up in the NLDS as the Game 3 starter, and as bad as he had been pitching, and we know how good the Phillies' bats were, he was put in a tough spot. And I also felt like that we talked about this at the time, but just kind of a reminder, I felt like we were way too, I guess the best way to put it is we were way too gun shy on pulling the trigger on going and getting him when he got in trouble. And by the time we went out and got him, the whole thing had unraveled, and the Braves had hell of a deficit, didn't win Game 3, and then Game 4, just a situation where, as great as Spencer Strider pitched, he was outpitched. But you really got to put it on the offense in Game 4. And you got to put it on the offense across the board, and that's what we're hoping to see, obviously. Now, we'll get into that down the road, worrying about postseason, the offense, etc., what the game plan on that is. Today, what we're looking at specifically would be Bryce Elder. How does he look? Remember, he's going up against guys that are pitching really damn well. Really well. Ronaldo Lopez is looking like the favorite right now for the number 5 start. And also remember last year, Bryce Elder started down on the farm. He didn't have a great spring there either. Maybe he's just a guy who doesn't have great springs. But he ended up back up in no time when the struggles of Dylan Dodd and Jared Schuster began. And also he was pushed into action. Remember, Max Fried had a hamstring injury at the very, very beginning. So he was pushed into action and pitched phenomenally. I can see a path where they say, we want to take our time bringing Elder back up. Ronaldo Lopez is getting stretched out. Might as well have him start some games. But long-term on this team for 2024, and hello to everybody in the chat. Long-term on this team, I believe that the focus has got to be Ronaldo Lopez. I've talked about it before, but his split numbers when he is in the bullpen compared to when he is not in the bullpen are unreal. He is so much more dominant when he is just coming out of there for an inning or so. A lot of pitchers are like that because especially when you got explosive fastball like he does and some hard cutting action on his other pitches, you only see him one time. He's tough to deal with. The Braves players even said it at Braves Fest last year, or excuse me, this past January. And his stuff is great, but I think he's going to be a much more useful weapon in the back of our bullpen than to have him go out there for a start. By the time he gets to the third time in the lineup, he's not terrible, don't get me wrong, but he's not an elite starter, and we have an opportunity to maybe have 5 elite starters. But all this is for naught because when you think about the fact, the 5 guys that go to opening day and are on the starting rotation, there is no way those are the only 5 guys that start games for us this year. Most teams average nowadays somewhere around a dozen plus. We had, I believe, 13 or 14 pitched last year. We had a few years recently where 16, I think 16 was the high number for us. There are teams that have been able to get by with 10 or 11, but you get the drift. You're going to go at least 2 deep on each. So you need 10 starting pitchers that you can lean on and realize some of those starters they get to some of these games for not just the Braves, but all the teams. A lot of them are bullpen games. But regardless, you're looking at guys with real chances to get starts this year. Bryce Elder today, we want to see a good outing from him. We also want to see what's going on with the lineup. Now today, real quick, and we'll go over right before first pitch, but the names that we're looking at today, I noticed that Luplow is playing right field. Kelenic is in left. So those are guys that we're looking at. Trump is behind the plate. And David Fletcher, this is the guy I'm looking at. David Fletcher is playing shortstop. David Fletcher has a real possibility. In fact, I called this at the beginning when there were some naysayers out there. I think David Fletcher is going to make the team. He's batting .500 in the spring. I know that's not the end-all, the beats-all when you're talking about spring training baseball. But look, it's impressive. And what's gotten David Fletcher in trouble over the last few years has been injuries. Well, he's not going to be asked to go out there every day. He's going to be out there. For folks who aren't familiar with David Fletcher and his career, he's a solid infielder. And at this stage of his career, he's a utility infielder that can play both second and short. You could, in theory, put him at third and first, but it would be really as a stopgap. But he's up the middle, second and short, and you can easily put him in left field. And that's why I love the idea of having him on the team, because you have a guy that can play infield and he can play in a corner outfield, most likely left. He doesn't really have the. You could put him in right, sure, but it's not ideal. The other guy that we're looking at, and he'll probably get some at bats, Guillorme. Luis Guillorme. He's a perfect player to, if you're asking where his strengths are, he's a great third baseman defensively, and he's a pretty solid second baseman, and he's a left-handed bat. So I like the idea of having both of them on the opening day roster. and carrying one outfielder. And it would really come down to, is it Forrest Wall, Eli White? I don't believe it's going to be Jordan Luplow. He's got a home run this spring. He's batting 188. And honestly, Eli White and Forrest Wall give you more because of their base running ability. Luplow is a guy that you want to keep down on the farm. So if there's a significant injury, he's been playing every day. The other option would be you keep Fletcher, you keep White and Wall, and then you would have to most likely trade or DFA Luis Guillorme. I like the idea of having Guillorme on the roster. And what I'm leaning at right now is the fact that I would prefer to have, if you're only going to give me one outfielder, give me Eli White. And the reason why I say Eli White over Forrest Wall is because I would like Forrest Wall to continue to get at bats down on the farm. And Eli White is also right-handed hitter. And if you decide that you're going to give a guy a day off, whether it's Kelenic or Harris, you've got a right-handed bat. So that's just my take on that, but we'll see how it unfolds, and it's going to come down to how these guys are playing now. Kelenic's got to start hitting, man. I mean, look, he's hitting 056 in this spring. Good Lord, 1 for 18? Yeesh. I still believe Kelenic's going to be really good. We're going to take a quick break, step away. When we come back, first pitch, we'll go over the lineups, and it's Nick Pivetta on the other side for Boston. Bryce Elder Day. We'll see you in a few minutes. Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Baerga is 0 for 3. Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s has its world championship.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have, and the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Out of room in right center. If he hits one there, we can dance in the streets. The 2-1. Swung line drive left field. One run is in. Here comes Breed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win.
You're in Braves country.
We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. And here's the 0-2 pitch swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball. Good afternoon, Braves country. Hope y'all are ready for what should be a good game here, as Bryce Elder will be taking on the Boston Red Sox. As we get everything set up here, you get a chance, say hi to us and let us know where you're listening from in the chat. We are going to do roll call in the middle of the first inning, bottom of the first inning. That's going to be the game plan this year, is to do it do it at that stage. Good to see folks in the chat. I see already we've got Goat in the chat. We've got D. I thought I saw, well, maybe I didn't see. Yeah, okay. There's Tim and Brandon, but we'll do roll call here in a little bit as we get ready. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups for your Atlanta Braves today. And leading off and playing center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's going to be Michael Harris II. Jared Kelenic is going to be in left field. Austin Riley at third, as we're just about ready for first pitch. And the first pitch on the way, it is, yes, sir, baseball time in Braves country. The pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Braves are in their road blues with the gray pants. As the 0-1 pitch is outside, fastball by Pivetta, it's 1-1. The 1-1 from Pivetta, swing and a miss up top. It's 1-2. So he's coming in with the fastball pretty heavy to start off the at bat. 1-2 pitch. Pivetta comes set, swung on, popped up high in the sky, but it won't be quite enough, as it'll die at the warning track. Catch is made in right field, and there's one away. Red Sox in their red tops, blue Red Sox across the chest outlined in white, names and numbers on the back in navy and outlined in white, red ball cap with the white B and the blue bill, as your Atlanta Braves are in their blue jerseys, gray bottoms with Atlanta across the chest and the tomahawk down below. First pitch on the way to Jared Kelenic is a teardrop curveball down below the knees for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, swing, and high up stairs, blew it right by him. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Time is called for a second. Kelnick digs out of the box and gets back in. Uses his one timeout. The 1-1 pitch from Kelnick. From Pivetta, the right-hander. Comes set, lets her fly. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him up top. It's 1-2. So a 1-2 count. One down. Top of the first inning. 0-0 your score. The pitch on the way from Pivetta. Caught. Looking, strike 3. Fastball in the inside cut, and Kelnick was frozen. And there's quickly 2 away. You got to figure if Kelnick doesn't start hitting, still a couple weeks before we head north. But if he doesn't start hitting, you got to figure Kelnick is either going to be platoon or very best case scenario for Kelnick, he'd be at the very bottom of the order. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is swung on, and that ball is belted deep down the line. Is it fair? It is foul. He got a hanger and banged it all the way past the green monster that they have made here in Florida to replicate what goes on in Boston. But it was well foul. The 0-1 pitch on the outer edge for a ball. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Pivetta lets her go. Swing and pops it back foul. Out of play. 1-2. Sun is high in the sky. You got a 1-2 pitch. Pivetta comes set. Lifts the glove. He deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Looked like the changeup went right over the top of it, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country Radio.
Why does it take longer to say www than it does to say World Wide Web? I object, Your Honor. Sorry, I just want to rephrase my question. Why does it take longer to say the abbreviated www than it does to say the not abbreviated World Wide Web? I object again, Your Honor, and I move to strike. Listen, aren't acronyms supposed to shorten our phrases, not make them 3 times the syllables? What is going on with W? And why is it the only letter in our alphabet with a word in it?
How'd you end up at the kids' table?
We couldn't find the leaf to expand the dining room table.
Is it true you had a cooked turkey delivered?
Look, cooking a turkey is a point of pride for me, but once I realized that I've never been proud of a turkey I've made, I figured it's time for a lineup change.
And how was the turkey?
Dry.
You had multiple uniform changes throughout dinner.
Spilled wine on myself, celebrating a touchdown.
You were watching football during dinner?
I'm sitting at the kids' table.
What'd you do with your extra 6 hours?
I did make my own cranberry sauce, which didn't get touched.
There are some reports about heavy heartburn.
Yeah, I don't think it's very ideal to be eating such a heavy meal sitting in a position where your knees are next to your ears.
I'm in the corner of the Dodger dugout anticipating that I'll be doing a losing interview. I'm standing just in front of the runway, and I can see Ben Hines, the Dodger batting coach, being dispatched by Lasorda into the clubhouse to check on Gibson. Then I can hear Gibson taking practice swings with a ball being placed by a bat boy on the tee and Gibson hitting into a net, and I can hear the grunts of pain coming from Gibson with every swing. Thwack! Thwack! And I'm thinking to myself, gee, if this guy is going to drag himself out here and hit, we've really got the stuff of legend. And Hines comes walking back, and like in a B movie, he passes Lasorda and says he thinks he's got one good swing in him. I'm thinking, who's writing this script?
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Time for roll calls. We begin the bottom of the first inning. Good afternoon to the GOAT. Good afternoon, Robert, Brandon, Tim, D. First pitch on the way from Bryce Elder is just outside of the zone. It's 1-0. Good afternoon to D. Ryan. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and fouls it straight back. It's 1-1. Don't think I ever completed that thought. The Braves are in their road blues with Atlanta across the chest, red letters, the tomahawk in red outlined by white. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 1-2. Numerals on the back are red and the names are in white. It's their new spring training jersey. I know a lot of folks have had pushback on the new gear. I actually kind of like this jersey. Now, if they're going to charge me $400 or $500 for it, I don't like it that much, but I do like it. The 1-2 pitch is fouled back. We'll do it again. The 1-2 on the way, swung on and grounded just foul of the first base line. Matt Olson scoops and flips it, and it's 1-2. Braves nothing, Boston nothing. See, Ryan says he's listening in Central Florida. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Blew it right by him, top shelf gas, and there's one away. Bryce Elder trying to fight for that number 5 spot. I'd like to see him get it, but they may have other plans. We talked about that in the pregame show, but I really just want to keep Ronaldo Lopez fresh and in the bullpen all year. That would be my dream scenario. First pitch on the way to the number 2 hitter, Rafael Devers, the $300 million man, takes it right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Signing a contract extension last spring. The 0-1 pitch. Outside wide, 1-1. Those spring Red Sox jerseys, the red ones, they really do pop. The 1-1 on the way. Down and away, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Elder, 8 pitches into the inning. Rocks and fires. Swing and hits that high and deep down the left field line. Making a catch at the wall. A leaping catch. Jared Kelenic. And there's 2 away. Great play by Kelenic. He had to fight the sun, and of course, it's already weird enough when you're in these spring training atmospheres, but think about this. Kelenic coming over from Seattle, all these stadiums are new to him because he played in the Cactus League his entire short career that he's had in the majors. First pitch on the way to Trevor Story is right there for a strike on the intercut. It's 0-1. Trevor Story trying to get back to his hitting ways. The 0-1 pitch swung on and belted deep and trying to make the leaping catch at the wall just out of the reach of Jordan Luplow, and it's a solo shot. 1-0 Boston. Thought he had a beat on it. He was a little to the right of the ball, just missed it. I don't know if he would have been able to catch it even if he was lined up. It's hard to tell from our vantage point. But you got to figure, looking at the replay one more time, yeah, I don't think he would have made it even if he was lined up. I think that ball would have passed his glove. It's always deceiving when you see it on the screen. You think he's got a chance, but I think that ball, where it landed, looked like it might have been 3 or 4 feet past the fence. So 1-0, Bryce Elder giving up the solo shot. He'll go back to work to Tristan Castis, and they've got big, big hopes for Tristan Castis this year in Boston. Castis was one of the better hitters in the American League last year in the second half of the season. The 0-1 pitch, down and over the plate. It's 1-1. Yeah, good. I agree. I'm just not worried about Kelnick because if you get anything out of him, as the 1-1 pitch looked like it hit the zone but called for a ball, 2-1. If you get anything out of him, it's going to be a win in the end. They've got him for 3-4 years, plus another option on top of that is the 2-1 pitch misses outside, ball 3. So 3-1 count. Pitch on the way, down and in, ball 4. Trying to get him to chase that sinker, and he is just not placing it. Not sure what the reasoning is, but all of the scoreboards are a little behind right now. So we'll keep trying to refresh it. Hopefully it'll catch up. First pitch on the way is right there at the knees to Bob Refsnyder, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Refsnyder. 1 on, 2 out. Down and in, trying to get him to chase that sinker again. So a 1-1 count. Elder comes set, pitch, swing, and a miss. It's 1-2. That sinker that he's throwing today almost looks more like a change. I heard that he has been working on that this spring, so that may be his change. More of a darting action. Remember last year his sinker was always just barely taking a dip at the last second. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So he gives up the 1 run but does get out of the jam. We'll be back in a flash. Braves grab the bats when we come back.
The Almighty says this must be a fashionable fight. It's drawn the finest people.
People say that, oh, you want to be different so bad, you want to be different so bad. No. I would much rather fit in and be liked. But there's something wrong with me psychologically.
Nice to meet you, Meg.
Wow, you've got a great voice. Would you record my outgoing voicemail message?
I'd be happy to.
And could you make it sound like one of your truck commercials?
If you're looking for something rugged, something durable, something with an endless supply of gas and a tailgate made for dumping, then you must be looking for Meg. Meg might not be much to look at, but with 2 different shape airbags, Meg is one ride you won't mind taking out to the middle of nowhere and giving it your all. She's road ready and rode hard. Kindly leave your go-by and Roman numerals at the sound of the chow bell.
Let's keep the Dodgers in Brooklyn. A house is not a home without some...
One summer day in 1839 at Cooperstown, New York, on the shores of Lake Otsego, the local academy was playing a game of town ball against Green's Select School. The rules of town ball were so loose that every hit was fair, and boys sometimes ran headlong into one another. That day, an academy player named Abner Doubleday sat down and on the spot drew up the rules for a brand new game and called it baseball. Abner Doubleday would eventually become a hero at the Battle of Gettysburg, and his game would become the national pastime, or so the legend has it. Abner Doubleday really was a distinguished soldier, but he was at West Point, not Cooperstown, that summer. Never claimed to have had anything to do with baseball, may never have even seen a professional game.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Radio's Braves Country Baseball. We are heading to the top of the second inning. Matt Olson will lead us off. Nick Pivetta will go back to work. Most of your starters at this point in the spring are trying to get to about 4 innings. Pivetta sits at 12 pitches. The first pitch on the way. High and out of the zone. 1-0. Matt Olson coming off record-breaking year for your Atlanta Braves. The 1-0 pitch. Changeup just misses inside. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Pitch, swing, and that ball is scorched in between the 5-6 hole. It's going to go off the glove of the shortstop, and it'll be an infield single for Matt Olson and the first base runner for your Atlanta Braves. Hard hit ball. Shortstop David Hamilton of the Boston Red Sox tried to backhand it, but it just went off the webbing. That'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. Marcell Ozuna will take a floater right across the zone, belt high for a strike. It's 0-1. Marcell hitting .467 this spring, so not stumbling like he was last spring. That's a good sign. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Inside, it's 0-2. Of course, we all know the spring training numbers don't really matter, but you like to see these guys swinging a good bat. We come out the gate running on opening day. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, blew it right by him. I think Marcell might have been sitting on the off speed. Strikeout for Pivetta, and there's one away. Opening day is exactly 3 weeks from today. First pitch, 3:05. We'll have it pitch by pitch, play by play. Of course, the big question is who will be the opening day starter. First pitch on the way, taken for a strike across the belt. Jordan Luplow, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and banged off the plate, foul down the line. It's 0-2. Runner on first, 1 out. Righty-righty matchup pitch. Outside wide, tried to get him to chase a high, hard one. It's 1-2. The 1-2 from Pivetta, kicks, deals in the dirt. Good take. It's 2-2. Boston 1, Atlanta 0. Top of the second inning. One on, one out, the 2-2 pitch. Pivetta looks in, lifts the leg and lets it go high and out of zone, ball 3. So he went from 0-2, has now worked the count full. Matt Olson stands on first. The 3-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball is hammered high and deep. If it's fair, it's gone. It is just, and I mean just foul. Maybe 10 feet, but that thing was absolutely slammed. That's the second hanger that Pivetta has thrown today. Both of them going just foul. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing, and that ball's hit high and deep. Will the Green Monster keep it? It will not. Ding dong, that pitch is dead. Jordan Luplow gets a hanger and a banger over the left center field wall. Barely stayed in. It looks like one of the fans way up top actually got the ball on the, with essentially a catwalk up there. Really neat looking stadium they have for spring training in Boston. Braves 2, Boston 1. First pitch on the way. is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, swung on, popped up. Out of play, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. If you're just joining us, Jordan Luplow just went yard on a 2-run bomb. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss off the edge of the plate. It's 1-2. Braves 2, Boston 1. Top of the second inning, 1 down. The 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on and hit hard on the ground, and it's going to be about a 5 skipper across the diamond. Chadwick Tromp is going to beat out the play, and it'll be an infield single. You don't see a catcher get an infield single very often, but Chadwick Tromp hit the ball hard on the ground. The shortstop had to go deep into the hole, Harrison, and by the time he came up and threw the ball, he skipped it across like it was a rock on the pond. About 5 bounces by the time it got to first base. Tromp was able to beat it out. So an infield single. That'll bring David Fletcher to the plate. Fletcher trying to make the opening day roster as a utility infielder. First pitch on the way. It's a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on and fouled back out of play. Up against the screen behind the backstop. It's quickly 0-2. Chadwick Tromp on first. Braves 2 across the board here in the second inning, Lead it 2-1. The 0-2 pitch swung on and hit hard over to the first base. The first baseman grabs it, steps on the bag. Tristan flips it over to second, and they'll tag out Tromp about midway down the base paths. So that'll end the inning, but not before your Atlanta Braves take a 2-1 lead. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country Radio.
Some people need to learn how to go camping out in the mountains and not the left lane.
What are you doing there? I can see that. You're doing it wrong.
What are you talking about?
You almost finished your peas there. And you ain't even started that other, what do you call it?
Zucchini?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I was going to eat the zucchini after I finished the peas.
Then when are you going to get to the turkey?
After the zucchini.
That's dumb. You're supposed to eat a little of the peas, then a little bit of the cuisine.
Zucchini.
Whatever. And you take a little of the turkey there. So you get a good mixture there. That's what you call a balanced meal.
The feeling not just of exhilaration, but of utter surprise that engulfed that dugout when he made contact. The looks players exchanged, and then the spontaneous outpouring of emotion and this release of tension as he made his way around the bases was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in baseball.
And look who's coming up. 4-3 A's, 2-out, 9th inning. You talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. You know, complaining about the fact that with the left knee bothering him, he can't push off. Well, now he can't push off and he can't land. So the Dodgers trying to catch lightning right now.
And he's standing on an outside corner. He's not going to give him a ball to pull. With Davis, he just missed. But here's 2 quick strikes, both fastballs that kind of tail away the outside part. Hasse is not even flirted with the inside part of that play.
Sachs waiting on deck. But the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
It was Gibson's only at-bat in the series, but the inspired Dodgers went on to beat the stunned A's in 5 games.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Atlanta Braves lead it 2-1. So we head to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Abreu, Valdez, and Wong coming to the plate for Boston. First pitch on the way from Bryce Elder is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 from Elder gets the sign from Tromp, kicks and deals. Right there for a strike over the edge. Inner cut, it's 1-1. Braves 2, Boston 1. Jordan Luplow with the second home run of the spring. The 1-1. High and outside, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Swing, and fouls that out of the glove of Tromp. If he could have held on, that would have been strike 3. Foul tip dropped. We'll do it again. Yeah, I saw the Acuna going and grabbing his bat and acting like a cane, very Willy Wonka style. I thought it was pretty funny. There was a couple of knuckleheads that had a problem with it, but the 2-2 pitch, inside, ball 3. So a 3-2 count. You know, some of these analysts have got to remember, baseball's supposed to be fun, right? Like, they take everything so serious. Heard a guy going on a rant. I'm not going to call him out, but he went on a rant about it. And I'm like, seriously? Like, it's supposed to be fun, man. The 3-2 pitch. Swing, and fouls it out down the line. We'll do it again. That's why to me baseball is the best, because we have characters in the game. The game is always broken, had these long breaks in the action. It's not as much as it used to be. 3-2 pitch, fouled out of play. We'll do it again with the pitch clock and whatnot. But you get these breaks in the action where these guys' personalities really come out. And just the nature of the sport. The 3-2. Fouls it off again. We'll do it again. It's not the fast pace of a hockey game or a basketball game where there's really no, it's basically just a blur on your screen. They got to relax with the Acuna stuff. The 3-2 pitch out of the way. Out wide, ball 4. So a leadoff walk by Elder, that's not going to get you the number 5 starting rotation spot. Leadoff walk will start the inning. Elder, by the way, is already at 29 pitches. But it was the other thing that really made me laugh. I don't know if y'all caught it, and I don't think we've done a game since then. The 2-1 pitch is just off the edge. Just misses. 2-2. Valdez taking the first pitch. The 2-2 kicks and fires, the 1-0 kicks and fires, fastball top of the zone. It's 1-1. So right before he went for the MRI out in Los Angeles, I think it was Saturday night, it's the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss over the top. It's 1-2. So I believe it was right after we did our game. He put out on Twitter, Acuna said, "I'll be back," in big capital letters. So everyone was liking it and everything. And this knucklehead got on there, and I'm not going to call him out because people say dumb stuff all the time. Hell, I say dumb stuff. But he reacted as the 1-2 pitch is swatted foul down the first base line. 1-2. And I'm sure if the guy could take it back, he would definitely take it back. But he tried to berate Acuna on Twitter for playing in winter ball and hustling during the season, and spring training is how it read. And I don't have the tweet in front of me, so I'm not going to call it word by word. But basically, he said, you don't play winter ball and you don't hustle on every play the game the right way, which is a really odd take, but whatever. It was also on a Saturday night. He might have had a few. The 2-2 pitch swung on and fouled down the line. We'll do it again. And Ronald Acuna Jr. quickly clapped back and and quoted his tweet and said, "You didn't say none of this stuff last year. I played winter ball coming off the injury, and I won the MVP." The 2-2 pitch. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky, can of corn. That sun is high. Fletcher fighting it. Velasquez fighting it. He'll make the catch, and there's one away. I'm so used to Fletcher playing second base. He's over at shortstop position today. Andrew Velasquez with the catch. That's got to be a hard fight. That sun is high in the sky today. Doesn't appear to be many clouds. So 1 down, 1 on. Bottom of the second inning. First pitch on the way from Elder. Called for a strike on the intercut. It's 0-1. But, man, he was... And it was funny because my reaction was, y'all done messed up, man, because Acuna just went off and learned English. And now he's going to know what you're saying about the 0-1 pitch. Swing, and fouls it back. It's 0-2. Ronald Acuna Jr., just before the season started taking interviews with his interpreter standing next to him, but he's doing the entire interview in English. 1 on, 1 out, 0-2 count. It's funny how many people have complained and said, "Man, I wish he would learn English." Well, now he's learned it. he's not bashful. Although, according to folks that know Ronald Acuna Jr., they say he is nothing like his on-field persona. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. That one was well off the edge. Went fishing without a pole, and it's 2 away. But in the end, they say that Ronald Acuna Jr. is actually off the field, and he's quiet. He's married with at least one kid, and they said that pretty much he just stays at home. He's a homebody. First pitch on the way from Elder to Hamilton is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves 2, Boston 1, bottom of the second inning. The 1-0. Swing and a miss over the top. It's 1-1. It's getting that sinker more under control this inning. Really having a hard time commanding it to start the game. The 1-1 swung on, banged off the plate, foul. It's 1-2. David Hamilton, the shortstop for the Red Sox today, 26 years old, from San Marco, Texas, was drafted by the Brewers in 2019 in round 8. Played his college ball for the Longhorns. Time is called. He has played sparingly for Boston the last 3 years. Broke in with Milwaukee in 2020, only played a couple of games. So a couple of Texans going head-to-head. Bryce Elder grabs the ball, lets her fly. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry, and we'll head to the top of the third inning. Velasquez and Money Mike coming to the plate.
To anybody that's been mean to me, if you're having a hard time in life, good.
I learned a lesson. Never half-ass 2 things. Whole-ass 1 thing.
I'm not too sure why I'm about to tell the internet this, but I'm hoping I can save other people from doing the same exact thing. I was having a sugar attack, so I thought, well, let me go on down there to the Piggly Wiggly, and I did, right? Well, I wanted some ice cream. Okay, peanut butter flavor. See, look at it. It's got a little pretzel sticking up out the thing. It smells just like peanut butter. And I get home because I'm ready for the ice cream, right? I get it out the box. I pop the top off of it, and I ate the whole thing because it was delicious. I thought this just, for children, little children. Human little children. No, not at all, actually. I got scammed because right here in little bitty letters it says dog treat. And I ate the whole thing.
In 1869, Harry Wright, manager and outfielder for the Cincinnati Red Stockings, made 7 times the average working man's wage. In 1976, 107 years later, a ball player still made just 8 times a working man's salary. By 1994, the average major league salary would be nearly 50 times that of ordinary Americans.
The big difference now that players get so much is that it has distanced them from us. It was a blue-collar sport, and people in the stands could look at these people playing ball and think of them as workers because they were getting paid workers' salaries. And this perpetuated the illusion that with a little luck that could be me out there. The sense of we between fans and players was very strong in those days, and players stayed on a lot longer with the team, so they were familiars, like someone who worked in the same office with you almost. And all that is gone. It's quite different now.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to be here. If you haven't seen the memo, we're going to be here this year every game, Monday through Saturday. We'll continue to put the Sunday Fun Day chat up on Sundays. The Sunday games are going to be tough because I moved my schedule around to be able to do Monday through Saturday so we could be more consistent there. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. Pivetta pipes it right down the pipe to Velazquez. It's 0-1. I do believe somebody said somewhere that Sunday is a day of rest. The 0-1 pitch. Right there, called for a strike. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way to Velazquez. Did he go around? The third base umpire says he did not. It's 1-2. Third base umpire got on to someone I think it was the crowd. I can't imagine it was from the dugout. He quickly turned and snapped at somebody. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Heat right by him. 4th strikeout of the day for Pivetta. There's 1 away. They don't have the StatCast at this game, which is really strange. You would think at this game they would have it. They don't have it, so we don't know the exact miles per hour. They're popping up from time to time, but they're not consistent. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris is a swing and a miss over the top. Curveball down and in. It's 0-1. Braves 2, Boston 1. Top of the third. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball, top shelf, just high. It's 1-1. Michael Harris the second. Got off to a hot start this spring, hitting .412 already. The 1-1 pitch swung on, swats that backwards up against the screen behind home plate. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Swing! And that ball's hit hard down the line. We'll do it again. Maybe in the future. I feel like it's got to be something that we're going to do that we've taught. I just don't know if we're going to do it this year. We're trying to build up the channel before we get to that point. The 1-2 pitch. Down and in. Did that ball get him? It looks like it got him. Michael Harris II will head on down to first. I don't like the idea of charging people for anything on this. Just help out the channel as you can. But we've talked about maybe coming up with stuff that might be perks to do a membership. We've just got to think that out as far as the best way to do it. First pitch on the way, swung on by Kelenic. That'll be a high fly ball, but easily playable right in front of the warning track. The right fielder, Abreu, will make the catch, and there's 2 away. I might be too old school in that thinking. I like the idea of the whole radio side of it, and what I grew up on radio is the first pitch on the way to Riley is off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. No, Tim, Acuna is not playing today. From my guess, just reading the tea leaves on Acuna's, the 1-0 pitch is swung on, grounded over to short. Easily 6-4 play will end the inning. We'll be back in a flash. We'll talk about Acuna, when you can expect him back when we come back from the break.
No meat, just eggs.
Yeah, with sliced apple.
How do you like your eggs?
Hatched.
What? You want them scrambled?
Scrambled, yeah.
Did
he say hatched? No.
And the sky is the limit for baseball salaries. The highest paid player of the week is now Roger Clemens of Boston. 5 years, $7.5 million.
Dwight Gooden has something to celebrate as well after receiving plenty of money from the New York Mets. In fact, the right-hander became the highest-paid player in the big leagues after he signed a 3-year, $6.7 million contract.
Brian Sandberg is calling Chicago the city with big pockets. The Cubs' great second baseman has signed the biggest contract ever in baseball. He could make about $7 million a year.
What in the knuckles is this?
She's my girlfriend, you intolerant.
Whoa! Pump the hate brakes, Fox and Friends. I'm just surprised anyone would date you.
Kids today, they go, how much is your baseball card worth? And I'm going, a plug nickel, son, a plug nickel. I'm saying be your own person. Do not collect baseball cards. It will be the ruination of you. Maybe you'll learn economics a little bit, or you'll learn what value is, but you're being an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur takes something of no value and makes money on it. And I do not believe in that in the kids. I teach them right off the bat. Learn the game. Do not look at Youppi. Do not look at the chicken. Do not look at that. Look at the ground ball. Field it cleanly with both hands. Be as smooth as silk. You know, make the nice throw to second. Have the nice breaking curveball. Subtract on the changeup. See the ball and hit it. Don't associate with the other things of the game. It will eventually bring you down, eat you up, and spit you out.
Welcome back. So as far as Ronald Acuna Jr. update is concerned, so if you remember when they interviewed him last week, he said that he could play today, or maybe that was Monday. Anyways, Monday or Tuesday. Well, what they said when he came back was essentially he would start doing baseball activities. The first pitch on the way from Bryce Elder is over the plate, but up high for a ball. It's 1-0. Elder, 44 pitches on the day. The 1-0 pitch from Bryce, down and away. It's 2-0. But they said that in theory, what they would expect is to have him do very light work this week, and maybe by next week. So there's a possibility the 2-0 pitch swung on, and that ball is going to get dropped into left field for a leadoff single for the Boston Red Sox. Good piece of hitting by Duran. He's expected to be their opening day center fielder and leadoff hitter, Jarren Duran. He's a guy that a lot of folks believe could be almost like a poor man's Mookie Betts. The guy with the ability to maybe get you 20 home runs and 20 to 30 steals. First pitch on the way to Rafael Devers, popped up high, but it looks like it's going to bend out of play. Over towards the third base dugout, it's 0-1. But I think in theory you could see Ronald Acuna Jr. by the end of next week playing DH. And then maybe the following week, DH primarily. I can't imagine they're going to have him play much defense because it's not like he needs to sharpen up with that. As the 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back, it's 0-2. Yeah, I do believe that we could see him in spring training. I just don't know if we'll see him in the field, but we could see him at the plate is what we're hearing. The 0-2 pitch on the way, high and out of the zone. So we do a game this Sunday. It's going to be one of our rare Sunday broadcasts, but things fell in line, and I really wanted to bring you that game this Sunday. They're playing the Yankees, and the Yankees are supposed to be loaded this year, so it should be a fun one. I don't expect him to be playing Sunday. As the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Rafael Devers down on strikes. The following weekend, the plan is to do so I guess that would be March 16th, Saturday. They're doing the spring breakout game. So that game, you're going to only see our top prospects and the Red Sox top prospects. So obviously Acuna wouldn't be in that. First pitch from Elder misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch swung on, and it is a comebacker over the mound, but an atom ball for out number 2. David Fletcher makes the catch and flips it over to first, but the runner was not fooled. Kind of a soft hit liner. May have been a little more difficult if Fletcher hadn't been sitting right there. Had to do a light hop to make the catch, but probably an unnecessary hop. I think he thought the ball was going to go further. But my thought is when we do the game on the 21st, which is a Thursday, so 2 weeks from today, they play the Yankees again there as well. The first pitch to Tristan Casas is outside down for a ball. It's 1-0. Casas, an 858 OPS last year. This kid's a legit hitter. The 1-0, down and away, 2-0. You got to figure that the Red Sox got to be thinking about locking this kid up long term. Had 24 home runs, 65 RBI, and an 858 OPS, and that was with a slow start. The 2-0, right there for a strike at the top of the zone, 2-1. Anybody who's going to be in fantasy baseball leagues, especially in the stat categories, the rotisserie, Tristan Casas is a good value pick. So a 2-1 count, 1 on, 2 out. Elder steps off the mound after the timeout by Casas, so we'll regroup here. Braves 2, Boston 1, bottom of the third inning. The pitch on the way. Swung on, and that ball is lightly hit over towards the left side again. This time it'll be Riley taking the ball, and that'll end the inning. So the Red Sox put one on, but fail to score. When we come back, Matt Olson and Marcell Ozuna coming to the dish.
All right, Carter, you got 25-87.
Not for long. I make bad financial decisions.
I saw a post on Facebook just now that said, go laugh in the places that you've cried. So I'm sitting here in the parking lot of a Shell station, and I'm realizing that life may be chewing me up and me out, but I am built like a piece of corn, and I will persevere.
I'm 36 years old, I've got flabby arm and pelican neck, and all my house plants are dead, and no one loves me. But what difference does that make anyway? Because everything in my life sucks.
In 1985, Carlton Fisk, still one of the premier catchers in the game, became a free agent. He strangely received only one offer and eventually re-signed with Chicago. In 1987, Andre Dawson, the Montreal Expos star slugger, tried free agency too. No one wanted him. Jack Morris, the winningest pitcher in baseball during the 80s, filed for free agency that same year. He received no offers and was forced to re-sign with the Tigers.
The owners got together in 1985 and decided to form a conspiracy under which they would break the free agent market by agreeing that no team would ever make an offer to a free agent. It was in violation of their contractual commitment. All 26 owners had signed a contract which said no club shall act in concert with any other club with respect to free agents. And they formed a conspiracy, and it included all 26 owners, general managers, club officials, 3 league presidents, several commissioners, all had to be involved and were involved in violating their contractual commitment. And it worked.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. I'm glad you like those clips, Good. I've made 375 and counting this all season. It's been a lot of hard work, but I think it's worth it. Matt Olson to lead us off. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is up high and outside for a ball. It's 1-0. They're interviewing Joey Votto. Man, I'm surprised someone has not signed him yet. The 1-0 pitch, swung on, banged down first base side. 1-1. He really wouldn't have a spot here in Atlanta, but man, I would love to see him in a Braves uniform. Because he's at the point now where I believe he's going to play for the league minimum. He just wants a chance to win and a chance to play again. The 1-1. Right there for a strike, it's 1-2. And he's a character. If you've never, if nothing else, Joey Votto is going to end up in somebody's booth, television booth. The 1-2 pitch misses high and out. It's 2-2. The 2-2 to Olson. Swing and pops it up high in the sky. Bending out of play. We'll do it again. He's kind of a natural. I've seen him on a lot of interviews, and essentially, I don't think he's going to even have to go the route that some of these guys have to go, where they do the color commentary on a local radio and then work their way from there. I think someone's going to grab him instantly and throw him in like a Fox or ESPN booth or whatever. The 3-2. Him and Wainwright. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Looked like a little bit of off speed off the outer edge that he just mistimed. One away. The full count to Olson turns into the strikeout to begin the inning. Nick Pivetta pitching pretty well. Isn't that home run that he gave up in a couple of long foul balls? First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is looked a little high and inside. Ozuna didn't like it, but called for a strike. It's 0-1. I apologize. That's Tanner Hawk out there. I thought his delivery looked a little different. Like I said, the information's a little off on today's game. That happens on the spring training games. The 0-2 pitch to Ozuna. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Change up off the outer edge and just chased it off the plate. 2 away. That's a really tough pitch. That's one of those pitches where with 2 strikes, it's hard to take that one, and it's just out of your reach. The first pitch on the way to Luplow, who has the only 2 RBIs of the day. If you're just joining us, he had a 2-run home run earlier. He takes the first pitch, swinging and missing. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch spits on that one. It's off the edge and outside wide, 1-1. Braves 2, Sox 1. Boston, we're going to give you, this is the 1-1 pitch. It's just inside, called for a strike. He's giving those inside calls. It's 1-2. We're doing this throughout the spring. We're going to give you our picks for the over-unders, we did this last year on the shows. We're doing it during the game this year. Is the 1-2 pitch misses outside wide, 2-2. On ones that I'm taking to the bank that I believe are good bets out in Vegas on the over-unders. The 2-2, inside, full count now, 3-2. And the first one I'll give you, I want to make sure I've got the number right on it. Yeah, it's 72. The first one I want to give you of the spring is the 3-2 pitch, off outside wide, ball 4. And Luplo, he started the game with a home run. Now heading down to first base. 2 outs. Trying to get something going against Taylor Hawk. So the first one I'm going to give you is the Los Angeles Angels over-under win total right now on Hard Rock Bet and what's the other one? Caesars is 72.5 wins. It's the first pitch to Chadrick Tromp is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. I'm saying take the under. I don't think the Angels are going to get anywhere close to 72 wins. The 1-0 pitch swung on and grounded over towards short. It's going to be an easy 6-4 put out, and that'll end the inning. So we'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your Atlanta Braves lead it 2-1 here in spring training, Florida.
I should have gone to law school or high school.
Mike Schmidt batting .286, 10 homers. He's knocked in 29. He's tied for second in the league in home runs behind Eric Davis, who has 13 of them. Schmidt, Dawson, and Durham of the Cubs each have 10. 1-1 to Schmidt. Schmidt lifetime is hitting just .189 against Nolan Ryan. 7 hits and 37 at-bats. 5 of those 7 hits have been home runs. Struck him out. First strikeout for Ryan. That's 2 down here in the first.
But, you know, I want to say one thing in all seriousness. I feel sorry for you people that don't drink. I mean it, because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're going to feel all day.
Armchair.
Babe, do you like my new nails?
Let me see them. Yeah, those are cool. I probably
You like the red?
I like the bubble bath ones better, but those are alright.
How do you know what bubble bath is?
What do you mean? Like, everybody knows that.
From who? Because I've never gotten those.
You haven't?
No. How do you know what those are? Who have you been hanging with?
What do you mean?
How do you know what those are?
No, I do like yours, though. They look good.
Armchair.
You think about it. What is there in your life, besides your love of family maybe, that carries all the way through, from almost your earliest recollections till the day you die, and you care about it in one way or another? There are very, very few things that make that list. We come to things at various times in our lives when we can comprehend them, when we have an interest in them. But we have a child's interest in baseball, in my case from the time I was 5. I can't imagine never having an interest in baseball. So it will be one of the few things in my life that I have cared about in one way or another all the way through.
Welcome back. So we gave you the first one today of the Angels under 72.5 wins. I just think it's going to be a team losing Shohei Ohtani and just not a good baseball team. I just don't believe they're going to get to 72.5, and they get to the trade deadline. They're not going to be buying. They're going to be selling. They've got so many questions. I was surprised that was the job that Ron Washington took. I thought he would hold out, but maybe he just figures no one's going to give me an opportunity to go anywhere else, so I'm going to see what I can do out here. First pitch on the way to Hefsnyder is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Bryce Elder back out there for the 4th inning. 57 pitches on the afternoon. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. And the other one, see, I put it in the chat a second ago. The Red Sox under win total is 79.5 this year. It's a 1-1 pitch right there for a strike. 1-2. I believe that the Red Sox will not get to that 79.5. They're in probably the best division in baseball. This is the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 1 down. Unless they make a couple of moves before the deadline, there's still some guys out there, but unless they do, the Boston Red Sox, Elder's at 60 pitches, and it looks like that's the limit no matter what. So Snicker's going to go grab the ball from Elder. When we come back, we'll talk about that Red Sox 79.5 win total. We will be back in a flash here on Braves Country Radio. Welcome back. Ray Kerr is going to be the pitcher. They flew right in out of the break, so we'll get to Ray Kerr in 1 second. He's up 0-1 lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball is lifted into center field. It's going to float down for a single, and it's 1 on, 1 out for the Boston Red Sox here in the bottom of the fourth. Remember, Kerr is one of the guys that they got in the offseason via trade. And Ray Kerr, go over him in 1 second. But they ate a lot of salary to bring him in because he is, though he's 29 years old, he was a late bloomer, so they've got a few years of control on Kerr. First pitch on the way to Valdez, the left-hander, swung on, pops it high in the sky. Easy, playable fly ball out into right field. Luplo's got it, and there's 2 away. Kerr's from Sacramento, California. Came over from San Diego. .29 years old, 6'3", 185, so tall, slender pitcher, but he can bring it. He's been clocked in the high 90s. Pitch on the way from Kerr is swung on and hammered high and deep down the left field line. It's 0-1. Not much of a chance that he breaks with the team for opening day, but he is a guy they're trying to develop for down the road, if not this year, then next. The 0-1 lefty-righty matchup. Pitch outside wide, looked like the slider. It's 1-1. Kerr has a high ERA for his career. As the 1-1 pitch misses outside, 2-1. His career ERA, realize just 29 games played, is .506. He was a 4.33 ERA last year in 22 games. The 2-1. Changeup misses inside, almost gets the batter, 3-1. In 27 innings last year, 13 earned runs, gave up 25 hits, 35 strikeouts. That's the number that's jumping off the page for the Braves. The 3-1, swung on and fouled back. It's 3-2. The Padres were trying to clear salary this year, and so they were willing to give up Kerr if the Braves took on some salary with it. Full count, pitch on the way, and down and in, ball 4. So 2 on, 2 out. Deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Braves lead at 2-1. His career in the minors has a 3.88 ERA. They'll be trying to develop Kerr for either use this year, but most likely what they're looking at is him being able to step up into the bullpen next year. First pitch on the way, swung on and banged off the plate to Hamilton. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. So back to the Red Sox over-under number at 79.5. They are in the best division top to bottom in baseball. And unless they add some guys, as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed, pitch in the dirt, it's 0-2. That is a tall task to ask them to get basically to 500 in a division that is loaded this year with the Yankees and what they've brought in. They appear to be the favorites, but Baltimore is a darn good team itself. It's not like Toronto's a bunch of slouches. And though most folks are counting out Tampa Bay, you just can never count out the Rays. They do a great job of developing players. As the 0-2 pitch is in the dirt, it's 1-2. So those are the two I'll give you today. Angels and Red Sox under win totals. I can't get to the window fast enough. The 1-2 pitch, bangs it off the plate, foul. We'll do it again. And then you top on to the fact that the Red Sox got bad news. It appears that there's going to be possibly year-ending surgery, is the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up. Will it stay in play? Austin Riley chases it over in foul territory past the third base dugout, but it's going to fall into the crowd. We'll do it again at 1-2. But Lucas Giolito, the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. So Kerr, a little bit of a shaky outing, but got out of it unscathed. We'll be back in a flash. Heading to the top of the 5th, the Braves lead it 2-1.
Why is there a pancake in the silverware drawer?
I mean, why is there silverware in the pancake drawer?
Basketball players want to be football players, and football players want to be basketball players, and we all want to play baseball.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Okay, if you were in the 20s, in the 80s, how did you get your hair to stay? Okay, because I am spraying. I am really spraying, and I am teasing. But in 20 minutes, this is going to be gone. How did you do it? Because that was up here. And as far as I'm concerned, it was there all day. So if you know, please let me know, because I'm trying to recreate your look. And I don't know how to do it, okay? Because I was born in 1999. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.
The ref wants to fight. See him? He's like, fight me.
It's offsides.
Right, they're on the side. He's like...
No, he's calling offsides.
Oh, I didn't know. Cussing.
No, it's a false start.
Oh, false start. Same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Oh, okay. Look, power to the people.
Fourth down.
Oh, fourth down. I mean, that's fourth down.
Yeah, that's fourth down.
Illegal hair pull.
Illegal substitution.
Nose punch.
Face mask.
Illegal leg stretch. You can't stretch.
Roughing the kicker. Do you even watch football?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Look, he's so mad he just kicked the ball.
It's a field goal.
Ref's like, why'd you kick the ball? If I was the ref, I'd probably go talk to him. I'd probably be like, you can't just be kicking the ball because you're mad.
It measures just 9 inches in circumference, weighs only about 5 ounces, and is made of cork wound with woolen yarn, covered with 2 layers of cowhide, and stitched by hand precisely 216 times.
Welcome back. Braves Country Radio's Braves Country Baseball. We are heading to the top of the 5th inning. David Fletcher will get another at bat. Bryce Elder, 3 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. First pitch on the way to Fletcher from Tanner Hoke, who is back in the game, or continues to be in the game. 19 pitches into the afternoon, it's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch swung on, popped up high in the sky, drifting foul past the screen separating the fans and the playing field, just past the first base dugout. It'll fall 1-1. The 1-1 from Tanner Hawk. Inside almost gets him. Just underneath the wrists. 2-1. But Lucas Giolito, one of the few guys that the Red Sox did sign in the offseason, as the 2-1 pitch is swung on and scalded over to the right-hand side off the glove of the second baseman. He's going to fire it over to first. 4-3 does not get it over there in time as the hustling Fletcher will beat it out. We'll see how they rule that. Valdez, it goes off the side of his glove. Manuel Valdez, don't know if they'll give, looks like they're going to give him a single. I think if you ask him, he'd say that should be an error. Tanner Hawk probably doesn't like that, but Valdez will take it. So as of right now, it is a single. We'll see if they change the ruling. So 1 on, nobody out, and the first pitch on the way to Velazquez, right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 swung on and hit right over to first. It is going to be first baseman steps on the bag, fires it to second. They got him caught in a pickle. Fletcher is going to try to dive back to first as the relay's coming back, and they will tag him on the shoulder trying to do a head-first dive, and there's 2 away. Fletcher had to stop for a second because I think he thought the ball may have been caught. It was trapped, and he was in no man's land. 2 down. Michael Harris II comes up to the plate. MH2 takes a swing and a miss. Change up under his hands. Inside, it's 0-1. Braves 2, Boston 1, top of 5. The 0-1 pitch swung on and belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a solo shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 3-1 lead here on the Boston Red Sox. Top of the 5th inning, that was a no-doubter. His 3rd home run of the season. He got a hanging changeup and blasted it deep into the right field seats. First pitch on the way to Jared Kelenic, who's 0 for 2 and 1 for 20 this spring, is taken for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 just off the plate wide, 1-1. You had to figure Kelenic is putting a lot of pressure on himself to have a good spring. The 1-1, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. You'd like to see him get a base knock here or there just to get his confidence up. The 1-2 to Jared. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, it won't happen this inning. He's down on strikes and is now 1 for 21 this spring. But your Atlanta Braves go yard from MH2. Money Mike makes it 3-1.
My wife threatened to leave me because of my filthy and disgusting habits. I was so shocked, I almost choked on my toenails.
Now, if you want to crown them, but they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hey, buddy, I'll be back. I'm going to run to McDonald's real quick. Didn't they suspend your license today in court? Yeah, what's that got to do with anything? You can't drive with no license, Roy. What are you talking about? Yeah, you can't. I don't use a license to start my truck. What are you going to do if you get pulled over with no license? Same thing I always do when I get pulled over. Run. You're going to get in trouble, man. What are they going to do, take my license? You're going to go back to jail. And guess what? When I get out, I'll drive home. Man, one of these times, they're just not going to let you out of jail. Nah, next time I go to jail, I'm going to be there for a while after what I said to the judge last time. I am on thin ice.
If I want to smoke, I will smoke. If I want to drink, I will drink. If I want to go out, I will go out. Because I'm the one that brings the money in this house. I'm the one with the boss in this house. So if I'm going to go out, you're going to stay here with the kids. You got that? And that's how it is. That's how I'm going to tell him when she gets here.
It travels 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to home, and it can cover that distance at nearly 100 miles an hour. Along the way, it can be made to twist, spin, curve, wobble, rise, or fall away.
Raylo is coming into the game. Ronaldo Lopez. We get to see what I'll tell you what, the guys that are projected opening day starters, they've actually been really, really darn good. Saw a stat of the top 4. This wasn't even counting Lopez, but of the top 4, I'll have to grab it here in a second. First pitch on the way from Lopez is a fastball right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. He'll hit in the upper 90s. Like I said, they don't have the StatCast working today. They don't have him at all the spring training games. It's just kind of luck of the draw. The 0-1 pitch, down and away for a ball. It's 1-1. Braves 3, Boston 1. The 1-1, down and away, 2-1. Appreciate it, Gary. Yeah, I was telling Goat earlier that we've made 375 new ones for this year. We're still working on. The problem is when you create a new one, it takes a long time just to make one, so they're kind of slowing down. But we hope to have 400 or so by opening day. The 2-1 pitch swung on, banged high in the sky, dropping back at the track, making the catch at the wall. It's a loud out, number 1. Liberato makes the catch. Couple of substitutions get you caught up with. Luke Waddell is now at second. Nacho Alvarez, my favorite guy of the spring, is playing short now. Liberato is in right field. Forrest Wall is in left for Kelnick. As the first pitch on the way to Rafael Devers is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Eli White is in center, giving Michael Harris a second arrest. And Forrest Wall and Eli White really are the two guys vying for that last outfield slot if they only bring one outfielder off the bench. Pitch on the way and evens up the count. It's 1-1. The 1-1 fastball misses wide of the plate to Devers. 2-1. Ronaldo Lopez in for Ray Kerr. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and fouls that down the line and out of play. It's 2-2. Ray Kerr went 2/3 of an inning, allowed a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. His ERA this spring is now 5.79. Bryce Elder, by the way, is the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss over the top. Strike 3. Looked like a splitter. Nasty pitch. One of the better hitters in the American League goes down on strikes. Bryce Elder, even with this decent outing today, his ERA is still at 7.04 for the spring. That's why a lot of folks don't believe he's going to make it. He would really have to pitch lights out the next few times. First pitch on the way is called for a strike to Yoshida. Oh, and 1. The 0-1 pitch. Lopez lets her go, and it skips in front of the plate for a ball, 1-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and fouls it straight back. 1-2. We've also got something else we've created that we'll be adding to the broadcast. It's going to debut opening day. You'll notice if you go to our page and you see that there's a video dropping opening day morning. As the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So a good outing for Ray Lopez. We'll see if he comes out for another inning. We will be back in a flash here on Braves Country Radio.
We can't Urban Dern your frazzle dazzle.
Braves Country is AFC South Country all season long.
Drive starts at the 1 and looking for a little breathing room, and they get that and plenty more. Derrick Henry still going. Stays in bounds. He might go. 99 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Slant caught. Touchdown. Marquise Lee. And he punched the ball into the stands.
Deep. And he's got it. Keelan Cole. Touchdown Jacksonville.
AFC South on Braves Country.
Ford, Chevy, or Dodge?
Chevy all the way. It's the heartbeat of America.
I'm going to go off the reservation on this one. Like,
oh, man, now
I have an actual American truck. I have a Nissan. You laugh. My truck is made in Tennessee and it's going to spend most of its life in Alabama. That's American. What are we going to do for Chevy? Isn't Chevy made in, like, Mexico or something? I know Dodge is made in Mexico.
So Chevrolet's made up in Michigan, Detroit City.
That's not America.
Armchair.
Cars from all over America come to find a new home in Florida, just like you. I moved here after the draft. I noticed there was one thing missing from this great town: a celebrity-endorsed used car shop. That's why I founded BJ's Used Autos. Every one of these beauties is freshly painted. They look brand new. We have new models coming in every morning, usually around 2 a.m. We can get you anything. I've taken the skills I've learned as a pro football player to the used car business. Smash, grab, and run like hell.
The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Braves Country Baseball, Red Sox and Braves. Atlanta leads at 3-1. We are heading to the top of the 6th inning. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is off the plate wide for, no, they're going to call that a strike. It's 0-1. Tanner Houck is back out there for another inning. 31 pitches so far. The 0-1 pitch swung on, grounded hard on the dirt underneath the glove of the third baseman. See if they give that a base hit. But Austin Riley's going to be standing on first base with nobody out to start the top of the 6th. Luke Williams is going to come in and pinch run for Austin Riley. Looks like they're giving it a single. See if that stands. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is swung on, and that ball's banged into left field. That's down for a base hit, and your Atlanta Braves had runners on first and second, nobody out, and Olson will come out for a pinch runner. We'll figure out who that is here in a second. Luke Williams stands on second. As Marcell Ozuna comes to the plate, Liberato is in the hole. This will probably be Marcel's last at bat as well, unless he just wants to get more work. First pitch on the way to Marcell is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Brian Snitker, always known as a player's manager, he normally doesn't work them too hard in these games. He lets them get their swings, get their work in, and as they get closer to opening day, some of them will request to play the whole game. The 0-1 pitch. Down and low outside, but they call that a strike. Marcell smacks his helmet. I don't know if he's saying, I should have swung at that, or if he's saying, man, that was a dumb call. I'm going to go with the latter. It's 0-2. Looked a little low. The 0-2 pitch. Swing! Pops it up. Had to reach for that one. Will it stay in play? A lot of foul territory here at the Red Sox Spring Training Stadium, but it will bend into the seats. 2 strikes on Marcell, 2 on, nobody out. Braves lead by 2. Williams, pretty good lead at second. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down on strikes. Looks like Bryce Horn is the man that came in to run for Matt Olson. Braves have made some cuts off the spring roster and sent some guys down. You'll see another big cut line at the end of this weekend. I think the number I saw yesterday or the day before was that they're down to 53. You'll probably see it cut down considerably as we get closer and closer to spring ball, or opening day and the end of spring ball. They're going to want all their guys to get at bats. And they want the young guys to continue to get at bats. They'll transfer them over to the minor league spring training. The 1-0 pitch is swung on the ground. Liberato running it out, but he's going to be easily put out on the force play. It's going to be a 3-1 put out. Runners on first and second get to second and third, and there's 2 away. So a single would score 2 with 2 outs. Braves 3, Boston 1. The pitch on the way is right there for a strike to Chadwick Tromp, who's 1 for 2. It's 0-1. Second and third, 2 outs. The 0-1 to Chadwick. Runners will be moving on contact. The pitch on the way, swung on, grounded over to short, should be easily playable. A 6-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves threaten but fail to score. When we come back here in the bottom of the 6th, we'll see if Ronaldo Lopez comes out for another inning.
He is not the love of your life. He is literally just a guy. Hit him with your car.
We're 1 out away, Braves country, from a trip to the World Series. Whatever superstition you got, do it. The entire city of Atlanta, the entire South is standing on their feet, trying to will the Braves into the World Series. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And swung on and ripped over to Dansby Swanson. Dansby's got it. He fires over to first. Baby, sound the trumpets. Do the job through the streets. Your Atlanta Braves are headed to the 2021 World Series. Oh, baby.
Hey, you think y'all could chill out on the online shopping for me? Just a little bit, please? Y'all killing us. Damn it, man. Y'all know we already Timu tired. And then now here goes Sheen with they shenanigans. Damn it, man. Come on, little stank. It ain't even no more social distancing out here or nothing. Go call your little friend up, go to the mall, and do some shopping, damn it. Stay off the web. Sheen getting just as bad as Timu. I'd have been calling them Sheenmu. I had to deliver 28 bags, Sheen bags, to one house. Now I know they got them big ass boxes, them be heavy as hell. They be big as me. I think y'all just like seeing my little ass struggle carrying these big ass boxes. I ain't got time to be scanning all 28, 29, 37 items you just ordered. Come on, Sheen, put them in a box for me. I love y'all.
The batter has only a few thousandths of a second to decide to hit the ball. And yet the men who fail 7 times out of 10 are considered the game's greatest heroes.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Atlanta Braves lead the Boston Red Sox heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-1. We hit on 3 of our 4 year-long bets last year here on Braves Country Radio. We're going to give you a few more this year. The 2 we gave you today, in case you're just joining us, taking the Red Sox and the Angels on the under win total. Angels are 72.5, and the Red Sox are 79.5. First pitch on the way to Tristan Casas is right there for a strike up top. Outer edge, it's 0-1. Ronaldo Lopez is back out there. You kind of expect him to go 3, maybe even 4 innings today. The 0-1 pitch. Tear drop off the edge. And away, it's 0-2. If we see him go much shorter than that, that could be an indication that he's not going to be in the starting rotation. The 0-2 from Lopez, down and in. Did he go around? They're going to check down the third base line. He did not. 1-2. Yes, along with baseball, I do a lot of fantasy baseball. So I was listening to a show that has, these guys don't have any dog in the hunt. They're literally just there to talk about guys who are good and not good and, who to draft, all that kind of stuff. Is the 2-2 pitch from Lopez. He comes set, lets her go, down and in, ball 3. And they were having the argument against drafting Yamamoto, and he got banged pretty hard a couple of days ago in spring training after looking very unhittable at the beginning. But their biggest argument was not because of that. As a 3-2 pitch swung on, grounded over to first, making the play and stepping on the pillow is Bryson Horn. There's one away. Their biggest argument was the fact that on the left side of their infield, I guess it's supposed to be Max Muncy and Gavin Lux, and they are below average infielders. And though Freddie and Mookie are very good on the right side, those two are going to be a liability on the left side. And across the board, as the first pitch on the way just misses the zone to Ref Snyder for a ball, it's 1-0. The Dodgers defense is not being looked upon as upper half of baseball this year. They're not god-awful, but they're being looked upon in that top 20-ish range, give or take. The 2-0 pitch, swing and fouls it back, 2-1. Conversely, the Atlanta Braves are expected to have one of the very best defenses once again. So 2-1 count. Nobody on, 1 out. Braves lead 3-1. Ronaldo Lopez lets her fly. Swing, and that ball's belted high and deep. It's curving. Will it stay in play? Just goes foul. Didn't have the distance. It would have been trouble if it would have stayed fair. May have gone off the monster. But instead, it's a long, loud strike. It's 2-2. It was the off-speed pitch by Raylo and just hung it about belt high. The 2-2. Ref Snyder digs in. Caught looking. Strike 3. He got a BB right about kneecap high over the dish. He's shaking his head, heading back to the dugout. They're still away. So 2 down. Here's a shocker to any NBA fans out there. Ben Simmons has just been announced he's out for the season. The fact these teams keep paying this guy is just it's unbelievable. First pitch on the way, drops a bunt down foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1, righty-lefty, Lopez and Abreu. Split misses down below the knees. 1-1. The 1-1 from Raylo. Down and in, ball 2. So a 2-1 count. 2 strikes. Or 2 outs, excuse me. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and fouls it out of play. It's 2-2. These same 2 teams back at it next Saturday. We'll have the game right here. Braves, Red Sox in the breakout game, the spring breakout game, something new Major League Baseball is doing this year, where Boston and Atlanta's top prospects will be the only players in the game. The 2-1 pitch misses out high and wide, 2-2. So you can expect to see Hurston Waldrop, which we saw a glimpse of him the other day. You can expect most likely Smith-Shawver will be in that game. The 3-2 pitch swung on and hit hard down the line, but just misses. 3-2. Can't wait to see what the roster is going to be. They expect to announce the roster late next week on who's all going to be on that team. The 2-2 misses wide. It's 3-2. So a 3-2 count. Payoff pitch. Swing and fouls it back. Fastball top shelf. Couldn't catch up. We'll do it again. The 3-2 on the way. High and out of the zone. Ball 4. Looked like the changeup, and that thing just floated well out of the zone, nowhere near the zone. He's at 32 pitches, and if they're going to think about putting him in the starting rotation, you got to figure he's got to be somewhere around the Bryce Elder mark today. If you see him pulled much before that, then I would say all bets are off. First pitch on the way, swung on, popped up, can of corn, fighting the wind. Here comes Luke Williams, the third baseman. Trump gave up on it. Williams makes a catch, a running catch. He's looking around like, man, were you paying attention? Anyways, that'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead at 3-1, top of the 7th.
Are you making fun of me being fat again?
You're not fat again. You were always fat.
Hey, is it a trolley, buggy, or a cart?
It's a buggy. Here, down here, we have buggies. It's a buggy.
It is a shopping cart. A buggy is something you strap to a horse's ass.
Whenever you go down there to the Walmart, and what do you say to your youngin'? Hey, run over there and go grab me a buggy so we can do our shopping.
I ain't got no damn youngin'. What I say to him, get away from me, you ugly little...
A priest is driving down the road 100 miles an hour and he's stopped by the guards. The guard notices the smell of alcohol off the priest's breath and the bottle of wine on the floor. And he says to the priest, "You've been drinking, sir." No, just water. "Smells an awful like wine though," says the guard. The priest takes one look at the bottle and says, "Oh, good Lord, he's done it again."
This is the number 2, right?
Yes.
I meant to say number 3. I don't want this. And matter of fact, a number 7 or number 3. You pick one.
What you mean I pick one? You just ordered the food.
Excuse me?
Bro, you heard what I said, bro. You about to close, bro. I got time for your bro.
What kind of customer service is this?
What kind of customer are you?
Baseball has nearly all the qualities and the narrative that the country has. It's competitive. It's spirited. It's got the joshing, and it's got the intellectual side, the great students of it. But it's also got labor unions and management and gimmicks and promotion, venality, great public fools in baseball, and great public heroes, and self-serving people, and generous people. And it has pride and unity of town and of country, and it'll do for a figure for the American system.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves lead this one 3-1. The left-hander comes in for the Boston Red Sox. It looks like Nacho Alvarez will be the batter. First pitch on the way. Joe Jock is the left-hander facing Nacho Alvarez. The first pitch. So the ball is 1-0, and the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Make that 0-2, excuse me. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swung on and fisted over to the right-hand side under the glove of the diving second baseman into right field. Nacho Alvarez will be on the leadoff single. This young man's one of our top prospects. Alvarez, if you're not familiar with him, he's just 20 years old. From Fontana, California, played his ball at Riverside Community College. 5'11", 190, but one of my favorite young players that they've got. Nacho is on first, nobody out. First pitch on the way to Luke Waddell, lefty-lefty matchup. Right there for a strike 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. Inside, misses. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count to Luke. Pitch way outside wide. Jock misses by a country mile, almost pitch out territory. Was pitch out territory. I believe that was the slider, though, not the fastball. The 2-1 pitch. Comes set, lets her go. Swing, and rifles it foul down the line. We'll do it again. Luke Waddell is just 5'7", 180 pounds, 25-year-old. Played his college ball at Georgia Tech. And the vast difference between him and Jock, who is 6'4", it looks like father and son out there playing. The 2-2 pitch swung on, grounded off to the right-hand side, under the glove of the second baseman. Diving stop. He gets up and fires it to first, a 4-3, but he does not get the put out. Instead, it is an infield single. I'll have to see the replay because the camera cut away. You couldn't quite see the play. It does look like he did beat the play. There's runners on first and second, nobody out. Eli White comes to the plate. Eli White, one of the fastest base runners in baseball, from Greensville, South Carolina, played his college ball at Clemson. First pitch on the way to E-Dub is intercut for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 lefty-righty matchup. Southpaw bends and lets her fly. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Eli White, 6'2", 195 pounds, and he can absolutely fly. Drafted by the Oakland A's back in 2016 in the 11th round. The 0-2 to Eli. Caught looking, strike 3. Floated that slider in there, and Eli could not pull the trigger. So 1 down. Nacho on second. Waddell on first. Really want to see Eli get on base and just watch him run the bases. Instead, it'll be Forrest Wall, who might as well be his doppelganger from the left side. Same kind of build, 6 foot, 195, but he can fly. 28 years old. He's from Winter Park, Florida. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and fouls it down the line. Out of play, it's 1-1. Played his high school ball at Orangewood Christian. Was drafted by the Rockies back in 2014. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-1. Outside wide, slider misses. 2-1. I think one of the best quotes I heard all last year was from Waddell. The coaching staff down in the minors said that he made the joke somewhere around August. They said, hey, when am I getting called up? Because y'all are really cutting into my opportunity to make the Hall of Fame. Realizing he was 28 years old at the time and knows that ship has sailed. Thought it was pretty funny. The 2-2 pitch misses outside wide. Or excuse me, the 2-2 pitch. Lefty-lefty matchup. Swung on, and that ball is sliced foul down the third base line. We'll do it again at 2-2. So this game's coming on ESPN today, so I've got 2 monitors going. One of them is much slower than the other today because of the feed. That's why it threw me off a second ago. The 2-2. Jock looks back the runner. Southpaw delivers. Swung on, rifled up the middle. It's going to be a 6-3. Did he get him? Just got walled, the speedy wall, by about a quarter step. Inning-ending double play. So the Braves fail to score. We lead at 3-1. It's 7th inning time, y'all. Get up and stretch.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. We out to the ball game. Hey, we out to the find me some peanuts, Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back going through. Root for the
It's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3, stretch her out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root, root, root.
You sound better tonight.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 3-1. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Ray Lowe is back out there. Ronaldo Lopez flips in the first pitch, down and away, called for a low strike. It's 0-1. McGuire is the batter, righty-lefty matchup. Ryan McGuire. The pitch is down and in. It's 0-1. Ronaldo Lopez, 30 years old, signed a 3-year deal with the Braves in the offseason with a 4th-year option. Is the 1-1 on the way, swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 1-2. Spring training, he's got a 1.29 ERA and a .71 whip. The 1-2. Pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. Appears to be hitting his velocity there in the mid to high 90s on his fastball. We don't have the exact number. Those StatCast numbers aren't there for the spring game today. Time is called. Ronaldo just 37 pitches in, so you got to figure this inning. They pulled Bryce at 60, so that could be the mark that they're looking at for Ray Lowe. The 1-2 pitch swung on, foul back out of play. We'll do it again. The 1-2. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. Strike 3. Took him a long time to ring him up, but the third base umpire said that he did go around, and there's one away. First pitch on the way, righty-righty matchup to Reyes. Down and away for a ball, it's 1-0. So this was 2 days ago, so it may not be 100% accurate right now, but this was 2 days ago. The 1-0 pitch swung on, grounded over towards short. 6-3 put out. There's 2 away. Atlanta's 4 starters going into March 5th, so Tuesday, they had combined for 18 1/3 innings, 27 strikeouts, 8 walks, and no earned runs. 1-0 pitch is swung on and grounded over up the middle, but right at the second baseman who was left of the bag. It's going to be flipped over for a 4-3 put out. And that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down, easy going for Ray Lowe here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll head to the top of the 8th with a 3-1 lead.
You dumped a porn star? Friendship over!
Believe it or not, the actress who played Aunt Bethany in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was the same lady who provided the voice for Betty Boop and Olive Oyl. The Vlasic Pickle Stork mascot was an attempt to capitalize on pregnant women's craving for pickles. In 1846, a doctor started promoting hand washing in his clinic. He saw a link between women dying from childbed fever and doctors doing autopsies before delivering babies. Most people didn't believe him. He even lost his job. Sadly, he later died of sepsis in an asylum.
When someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Lager, the beer that brought the forest down.
I drive an exotic imported sports car. I eat exotic foreign food like frankfurters and pizza. But when it comes to numbing my mind, I'm a patriot. I drink the beer that brought the forest down. I'm a lager man. And with the new 80-bottle trunk pack, you've got enough for the evening. Hey, it's happy hour somewhere.
Lager brings out the patriot in you.
Putting up with me is like eating pudding with a fork. It's not impossible, but it's kind of a pain in the ass.
1786. A fine day. Play ball in the campus, but am beaten, for I miss catching and striking the ball. Princeton College. Children have hit balls with bats as long as there have been children. But baseball's most direct ancestors were two British games. Rounders, a children's sport brought to New England by the earliest colonists, and cricket, a stately pastime divided into innings and supervised by umpires. By the time of the American Revolution, there were many variations. Boys played one version or another in schoolyards and village greens and on college campuses.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves. Lead this one 3-1. I don't know if have y'all seen the drawings for what is expected to be the new Oakland Athletics Stadium in Las Vegas. We will put them on the screen at the next break. First pitch on the way. It's going to be a lefty-righty matchup. Rodriguez, the new pitcher, facing Luke Williams. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Outside wide. 1-1. Joely Rodriguez, 32 years old. From the Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. The 1-1, swing and a miss over the top. It's 1-2. Made his debut with the Pittsburgh Pirates back in 2014. The 1-2 pitch, fastball inside, misses 2-2. He's only appeared in 38 games in his career. And has a career ERA of 4.7 with a 1.5 whip. Yikes. So probably not being expected to make the Red Sox roster this year. The 2-2, down and away. Did he go around? He did not. Full count, 3-2. Luke Williams from the right-hand side, full count, 27-year-old from Park Ridge, Illinois. The 3-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball is whistled down the left field line, but just left of the third base bag. Foul will do it again. Luke Williams, drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies in round 3 of 2015. He's wiped that stink off of him to join the Atlanta Braves this year. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty biting slider down around the ankles inside, and there's one away. That'll bring Bryson Horn to the plate. 25-year-old left-hander from Bluntstown, Florida. First pitch on the way is a fastball top of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. Goat, if you're still in the chat, I'm wondering if you ever got that we mailed to you last week. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky, can of corn over in the shortstop area. Making the catch. Sogard, 2 away. We sent it to the. Are you in Florida right now, or are you up there in Missouri? You sent me a Missouri, the 1-0 pitch or 0-1 pitch as he taps it off the plate. Okay, yeah, it should be there. Let's say Thursday. I think we sent it out Saturday, but it may have been Monday. The 0-1 pitch. Right there. About belt high. Looked like it was over the plate, but must have just missed inside. It's 1-1. For those of y'all wondering about AJ Smith-Shawver, he's had a really tight or really a tough start to his spring, but the other day is the 1-1 pitch is swung over and missed. It's 1-2. A few days ago, looked much better. 2 2/3 innings, scoreless. 99 miles an hour was the top end of his fastball and threw 16 changeups with 5 strikeouts. Pitch in the dirt. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Swung on and banged down the third base line. Foul, we'll do it again. 2 down, Rodriguez. Clean inning so far. The 2-2. Lets her fly just below the knees, I guess. 3-2. That one was a little too close for comfort. Surprised he didn't get rang up on that one. The 3-2 offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will put him away. Swung at 1, well off the edge and out of the zone. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Braves lead it 3-1.
I love that car more than anything that I have. Dad, what about us? You need a Q-tip?
Overconfident female soccer team challenged an old retired male soccer team, and this happened. Check this out.
Male soccer players were challenged to a match by the American women's team at the peak of their performance.
This message is for Ryan Reynolds. 1, you should be here right now with your squad. 2, your team about to go down. Let's go.
12-0. Wrexham defeats the U.S. women.
A lot of people are mad at the men's soccer team because they pretty much said they should have taken it easier on the female soccer team. But a lot of people are saying they shouldn't have done this because the female soccer team wanted an actual match between retired, out-of-shape men, and you saw the outcome. So what side are you on? Do you think the retired football men went too far?
Oh, wow, I'm pretty sure that's going to be there it is. Another flag on the play.
Multiple flags on the play. Holding. Offense number 97. That penalty was declined. Touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 22. Penalty will be applied to the kickoff.
This is going to be one of the strangest calls.
That son of a...
You playing against Dick this week? Yeah. Could be worse, man. When I played against him, he ejected all my players.
What? Armchair.
Of all baseball's ancestors, town ball was by far the most popular. Under its rules, the infield was square. 8 to 15 men played on a side, sometimes as many as 50. The pitcher or feeder was the least important player. It was his job to lob the ball to the striker, who could wait and wait for the pitch he wanted. The runner was out if the ball was caught on the fly, or if he was soaked, hit with the ball while running between bases.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead this one 3-1. We hit the home stretch. Yeah, those are wide. There's still a lot to be done as far as to make sure that this whole thing happens. But, man, those are wild, unbelievable stadium proposals. The first pitch on the way. Misses inside for a ball. It's 1-0. So Ronaldo Lopez has come out of the game. And Ken Giles, used to be called 100 Miles Giles, now sits more around mid 90s, but he's been impressive this spring. Giles has yet to give up a run. The 1-1 pitch misses outside, 2-1. No, the opening series is 6 a.m. Eastern. It's 2 weeks from yesterday. It's being played in Seoul, Korea. So it's the Dodgers and the Padres. It's a 2-game series that will be played. The games do count. It's the opening series in Seoul, Korea. As leadoff hitter is going to take the base. They've been a little off on the count there, and they keep flashing into the booth. So I'll try to keep you up, but it looks like it was a 4-pitch walk to Bobby Dahlbeck, and Rafaela will come to the plate. So as the first pitch on the way, runner takes off. That'll be a steal. Good jump. Bobby Dahlbeck steals second with ease. He was gone. I don't really know him for his speed, but man, that was a great jump. But both of those games are being played in Seoul, Korea, and they're 6 a.m. Eastern because it's prime time over there. The 0-1 pitch is banged off the plate for a foul strike. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Giles pulls the string on that one. There's one away. And there is just nothing worse than an ESPN cast, is there? I mean, they spend half the time, their production team will spend the entire time flashing the cameras everywhere but the game. First pitch on the way, righty-lefty matchup is off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Contreras, the batter from the left-hand side of the batter's box. Righty-lefty, Ken Giles. I do believe that he's going to make the bullpen. Now, when they signed him to the minor league deal, I thought it was a last chance gasp for Giles, but I'll tell you what, he has been remarkable. The 1-0 down and in 2-0. He would essentially he would take over the role of what Kirby Yates did last year. The 2-0 pitch swung on, grounded hard on the ground, but over to second should be playable. It'll be a 4-3 put out and 2 away. The runner at second, Dahlbeck, does make it down to third. But with 2 outs, we need to get a single or an error to get the run in. The first pitch on the way from Ken Giles, the right-handed stick of Refsnyder, is a swing and a miss over the top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and foul, hits it high. It's diving towards. It's going to drop down for a base hit. That was literally no man's land. Eli White and Luke Waddell both had a long way to go, and a soft single makes it 3-2. Waddell got a late jump breaking back on it, and White was playing very deep. First pitch on the way to the left-handed bat of Sogard is right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. So the first run that Giles has given up this spring was a seeing eye Texas League blooper. The 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. Hey, Rebel's back. I haven't seen you in a while, bud. So a 1-2 count, righty-lefty. Pitch on the way, down and away, 2-2. Nasty bite to that. Looks like a splitter. Good take by Sogard. So a 2-2 count. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. Full count, 3-2. Runner on first, 2 outs. Full count on the way. Inside, ball 4. The Giles doesn't look nearly as sharp as he has the previous outings. Still think he stands a pretty good chance of making the 26-man opening day roster. There was a thought that was floated out there. I don't think it's going to happen because you have to really get through the players union and whatnot. But they were talking about limiting the pitchers on your staff to 12 pitchers. As the first pitch on the way is outside wide, called for a wide strike, it's 0-1. Meaning you would carry 14 hitters and 12 pitchers. The 0-1, down below the knees outside, 1-1. I just don't know if they're going to be able to get that through the players union, because you're essentially taking a job away. This is the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Kind of a half-hearted swing, 1-2. Two on, 2 out. A 1-2 count, 1 in. The Braves lead it 3-2, bottom of the 8th inning. Ken Giles comes set. Pitch on the way, outside wide, 2-2. The deuces are wild. You got 2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 count. Bottom of the 8th. And York swings at the 2-2 pitch. High hopper over the pitcher's head. Fires the ball over to first. Did he get him? He did get him. A nice 4-3 put out by Waddell, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves, clinging to a 1-run lead, will head to the 9th inning, 3-2 Atlanta.
If history repeats itself, I want a dinosaur, bro.
Work is work. You don't show up late, you don't make excuses, and you don't not work. If it wasn't work, they wouldn't call it work. They'd call it super wonderful, crazy, fun time, or skippity-doo.
What do we do? This just got way too complicated.
I've got it. Here's what's going down. Corey, you talk to your team. You guys are going to decline that holding call.
Done.
Yo, wait, but hold on. Trayshawn, once we break this huddle, you're going to get out there and do some crazy celebration. I'm talking some humpies. Whatever you got to do, you do it.
Okay, I got you.
I'm going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on the celebration, giving the Whites better field position after the kickoff. Coach, I need you to talk to your team about letting them run that kickoff back.
Why would I do that?
Think about it. Defense, special teams, it's all one. You let them run that kickback, both your defenses get 6 points.
Nice.
Okay, everyone good here?
Yeah.
Nope. Once again, my kicker is getting no love.
Oh, shut up, Bill. Your team is in first place. Plus, you're about to get extra point for the PAT.
Yeah, don't be greedy, Bill.
Stop being greedy, Bill.
Bill.
Fine.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
I said fine.
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
You, Bill.
All right, let's do this. Get out there.
Wait a minute. Trayshawn comes in with a very delayed celebration here. Oh, wow. I'm pretty sure that's going to be yeah, there it is. Another
Armchair.
I love these lazy Saturdays.
It's Wednesday.
When the University of Illinois played Northwestern, Illinois rooters fired blanks into the air. Much more convenient than yelling, the campus paper said, and has a better effect on the visiting team. And when the Princeton Tigers beat Yale, Their fans roared right onto the field.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. When we hit the regular season, you probably saw the sign a second ago, we're going to be doing pregame show. That's going to be live. It's going to start about a half hour before first pitch. The postgame show, that's going to be live. That's going to be directly after the game. Is the first pitch on the way. Lefty-lefty matchup, Liberato versus Litke. Remember Lucas Litke? Well, he's in a Red Sox uniform now. Pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 drops one in right there at the knees. Looked like the slider 0-2. Litke never could quite get it going in Atlanta last year. He had some injuries, but then even when he was healthy, he was basically batting practice. The 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled back out of play. Hard to believe we won all those games when you think of all these guys that shuffled through that we had to use to pace together the season because of the pitching injuries. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Went fishing for that one. There were some moves made this week. I want to get you caught up on it. The Braves optioned Ian Anderson, Dylan Dodd, Daysball Hernandez, Darius Vines, and Alan Winans to AAA Gwinnett. I believe there was something else that I missed too. Give me 1 second. I'll get it pulled up. It's the first pitch on the way, lefty-lefty matchup. Nacho Alvarez takes the first pitch away for a ball. It's 1-0. Nacho's real name is Ignacio, but he goes by Nacho for obvious reasons. The 1-0 pitch swung on and banged hard into the outfield. I'm sorry, they have actually... That was Drake Baldwin. So Baldwin must have came into the game doing a strange... these spring training games are very difficult because depends on who you're going by. Here comes Nacho Alvarez. Okay. They had it flip-flopped on MLB's site. Pitch up high is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. So Nacho, one on, one out, takes a hack at the 1-0 pitch, swing and miss over the top, lefty-righty matchup. It's 1-1. Daysball Hernandez, they thought he was going to have a good shot at making the team opening day, but he was sent down to AAA. So it looks like Ken Giles is the front runner for that moment. The 1-2. Runner on first, one out. Litgay steps off the mound. So that'll be one of his moves to first. Remember, that started last year, the 2 moves. The 1-2 pitch swung on, and that ball is grounded hard on the ground, foul down the third base line. We'll do it again at 1-2. The 1-2 pitch swung on, and that ball is popped up high, but fouled down the right field line. Drake Baldwin, by the way, he's in for Chadwick Tromp. Clarify that. Nacho Alvarez at the plate with Waddell on deck. The 1-2 pitch called for a wide strike 3. Nacho doesn't like it. Can't say I blame him, but there are 2 away, top of the 9th. So Waddell, the Braves' possible last batter as they lead 3-2 here in the top of the 9th. Eli White does stand on deck. The first pitch on the way, right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Swung on, grounds it over towards the right-hand side. Second baseman's got it. It's going to be a 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. Braves put one on but fail to score. We'll head to the ninth, see if we can close the deal. Braves lead it 3-2.
All right, everybody, we gathered y'all here today to let everybody know that I got COVID! COVID!
Armchair.
Dad,
What?
do you think you're a good person?
Yeah, I'm wonderful. Just ask me, I'll tell you.
Oh, Dad, I want one of your lines. Seriously answer.
I don't know. I try to be.
What does that mean? You try? I asked if you
That means I treat people the way I want to be treated, and my handshake still means something. Just for the record, there's a lot of good in you, too. You have the ability to be even better than me.
You think?
Yeah, and I'll give you a nickel's worth of free advice. At some point in your life, you're going to get to choose what sort of a man you want to be, and once you pick, you walk in that direction with deliberate steps, and don't look back. Don't let people change you once you've made the decision.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Ortiz into deep right field.
Touch a ball, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
A lot of room in right center. If he hits one there, we can dance in the streets. The 2-1. Swung line drive left field. One run is in. Here comes Green. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
At its heart lie mythic contradictions. A pastoral game born in crowded cities. An exhilarating democratic sport that tolerates cheating and has excluded as many as it has included. A profoundly conservative game that often manages to be years ahead of its time.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back. Atlanta Braves trying to close this one out. Cody Whitley will be asked to shut it down. 29-year-old, 6'3", 220-pounder right-hander out of Clayton, North Carolina. First pitch on the way. It's a comebacker to the mound. It's going to be a 1-3 easy putout, and there's one away. Drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals in 2017 in the 27th round. And Cody Whitley has played a total of 25 games in his career, all with St. Louis, joining Atlanta this year on a minor league deal. First pitch on the way is outside ball, wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Reyes, the batter, righty-righty matchup, the 1-0 pitch right there at the knees for a strike. 1-1. Pablo Reyes. Speaking of Pablo, just popped in my mind. You see Pablo Sandoval is in San Francisco camp trying to make the team. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, pops it up. Back behind home plate. Deep into the crowd. It's 1-2. The Panda. I thought he was well gone. You got a 1-2 count, one down. Bottom of the ninth. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fisted. Softly over to second. Making the catch is Waddell. Luke Waddell records the second out. We're one out away. Unless the managers decide pre-game, there are no extra innings in minor league baseball anymore. So if the Red Sox were to tie, this would be a tie game. That'll bring Guthrie, the right-hander, to the plate. Dalton Guthrie, 28-year-old, 5'11", 160 pounds. He looks a little bigger than that standing at the plate. He takes the first pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Guthrie, drafted by the Phillies out of the University of Florida. Man, he had 2 strikes against him, didn't he? Drafted in 2017. He's from Sarasota, Florida. And he is the son of Mark Guthrie. If you remember, Mark Guthrie played in the majors for quite some time. Was a pitcher. Bounced all over, but mainly was known for the Angels and the Minnesota Twins. They're out there checking on Whitley. Trainers and Brian Snicker are out there, and it looks like they're going to send him to the showers. They got to get someone warmed up. So we're going to try to get this last out. He does not look happy. Hopefully it's not a terrible injury, but it's not looking good. We'll check on him when we come back. Braves lead it by 1 run. Bottom of the 9th, a 1-0 count, and there's 2 outs. See who comes in for the injured Whitley. So Trey Riley's going to come on, and after looking at the replay, by the way, Trey Riley looks like he's a little taller, but just everything else about him, he looks like Spencer Strider just broke out of a hippie commune. He's got the stash, but he's got long hair. It's kind of humorous. But Whitley, when he let go of that pitch that made it 1-0, it drifted out of the zone. The pitch wasn't the one that jumped out at you. He started flexing his arm, his throwing arm, looking at his forearm and elbow area, and he knew immediately something was wrong. So hopefully he's okay, but he had that look like he might have heard something snap or something. Trey Riley is the 25-year-old out of Evansville, Illinois. 5th round pick by the Atlanta Braves in 2018. He's only appeared in 8 games. His entire career. The first pitch on the way is a swing and a miss over the top for a strike. It's 1-0. He has never appeared in a regular season game. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. So Boston down to their last strike. In his minor league, Riley has a 5.43 ERA. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and chopped foul down the line. We'll do it again. In fact, he doesn't even have a name on the back of his jersey. Most of the other guys have it. They just gave him old number 99, and he's got a nose clip or something in his, I don't know, what is it, nose ring? The 1-2 pitch, down and in, off speed, misses, 2-2. So that just adds to the hippie commune theory that I've got, that this is a Spencer Strider 2.0. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and chopped over towards short. Nacho's got it. He'll fire it over to first. A 6-3 put out to end the game. Nacho Alvarez and your Atlanta Braves win the game. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win 3-2. We'll be doing post-game shows after come regular season, but we won't do them today. Not a lot to go over, and see a lot of people dwindling out of the view. So we'll go ahead and get out of your hair. Y'all have a great day, Braves country. We will be back at it Sunday, pregame show, 12:45, Braves versus Yankees. I've got my guesses on who will be the starter, but we don't have the confirmation yet, so we'll wait till then. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you Sunday. Braves country. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium. His record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj. The pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Nash, January 1949, Sport Magazine.